I'm at 4686 Yankee Road doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. This is actually on a septic tank. It looks like the access tank is only a few feet off the back of the house, on the left side if you're facing it. I'm actually going through the, see, we're on the roof here. I'm actually going through the vent stack just because it does go out through the back wall, and it looks like the clean out cap on the back of it has never been removed. It is brass in a cast iron pipe, and so if I can avoid messing with that, I'm going to. So we're going to go down through, this is a copper stack, and then once it gets down to the bottom, it goes into the cast iron, and then it turns and goes directly out. We just passed the clean out, and so we're just trying to avoid having to, chisel out that cap, because most likely it won't come out. It would have to be chiseled. And so here we are down in, you can see the lip here. This is if you look to the left, that's where the clean out would be, and it's going to force the camera to sweep and go out towards the tank. And so we have made the turn. I just want to take a look at this cast iron and see what kind of shape it's in. Has some buildup in it, that's for sure. I don't know how long the house has sat empty. But there's definitely some corrosion and buildup in this line. Originally this was a 4-inch line, and it's pretty dried out. This would be something that there's really no way of telling how long a piece of cast iron will last. You can see it from the inside. It looks pretty rusty, and now it's getting pretty clean here. So it could just be buildup. If the house is sat empty, that was the last bit of stuff that was in it. So this is the turn down. There's a weir, which is what stops the camera, or as it flows into the tank. That what looks like exposed rock. That should be the weir where the water dumps in, and it kind of, makes it drop down. And there is some root intrusion right there. I don't see anything major as far as trees or anything that near to the tank. I mean, I'm only out, 24 feet or so in total pipe. And so when I pull back, the footage isn't going to match. I mean, I have made it all the way to the tank, and there's a little bit of roots. It's not abnormal to find something in this, at this age. The strange part here is just that buildup that's in there. You can see that the cast iron, it looks pretty good the further you get out towards the tank, and then all of a sudden back towards the house, there's just some could be mineral deposits, this stuff. Now the problem here is just that you can't really tell. I mean, look how dry it is. This could just be buildup from being empty. I don't know how much water they used, either at the inspection or whatever. And there's a Y in right here, and this could be, maybe this is where a lot of the flow comes from. But then back here, we don't know how much of this is used. I'm going to pause the video, and we're going to run some water. I'm going to go into the restroom, try to run some water, kind of see how it acts. I think a good idea would be to at least have this flushed out, so we're going to try to just use the water that's already present. Like I said, seeing that I have no idea how long the house is sat empty, so it could just be dried debris. The problem with the cast iron again is that you can't tell how thin or how thick it is. It does rust. I believe this house was built in the 60s, and so that's about midway through. If it was the early 60s, it was midway through the use of cast iron, so it's got some age on it, but not as much as Could be. It does go, cast iron does go all the way out to the tank, which, you know, they don't use it outside too much. They did then, obviously. A lot of times they would use it in the ground underneath the house before it exited, but it just seems mainly like this could go for a cleaning, and then you would have to probably take a look at that afterwards and see if you can see more of the line. So again, I'm going to turn the water on. Pause the video. I'm going to go down, turn the water on. We're going to watch some of the flow. Hopefully it comes from behind the camera, where we can rinse it out. And then there is this Y-in, which could be, there was a bathroom added in an addition on the back of the house. It looks like it's got a PVC vent, and I don't see any access to that as far as a ground clean out. So we may end up going through that stack also. But first things first, we pause the video and go flow some water. Okay, so we're running some water. Seems like it's flowing okay. It's not a whole lot though. I did try to flush the toilet a couple times. So I'm going to try to just see if that's just mineral deposits. Very well could be. And just build up on the bottom of that cast iron, from, because there's going to be, this is well water, so you know there is going to be some mineral buildup. Just trying to loosen up some of this stuff and see if my camera will loosen up some of the stuff on the bottom of the pipe here. And there it is coming in, like right when it comes in is where the water starts because of the toilet. We're just trying to work this back and forth, loosen up all this stuff, and then we'll go turn the water back off and we'll get a second look at all this. As I mentioned earlier, you never know what kind of age, how long cast iron is going to last. There's no real way of grading it just because it can, it could rust through. I haven't seen anything that leads me to believe. I haven't seen any holes in the pipe or anything. It's just ugly. But all cast iron's ugly, because it all rusts like this. I mean, it is functioning well. And then this is the tank here again. And there's a little bit of root intrusion there, and like I mentioned earlier, where the pipe comes through the wall of the tank. But based off of what I'm seeing, it could just be grass. I don't see any big plants there. Maybe there used to be. There is a tree, and that's probably what it is. It's just outside the drip edge. I was a little far away, but you know, it's probably pretty close to the drip edge of the tree. So, but it just looks like it's coming in from the opposite side of where the tree is. So, but they're just little finger roots. You could probably try to clean that out. But the access port to the tank is just only gives you the ability to, to pump it out. You can see the back side of the weir. You can't see the pipe inlet, and so there's no real way of getting in there to clean that stuff out. You could put some chemicals in it or something. But the main concern with having this cast iron, seems like it's just the mineral buildup on the bottom of the pipe. It seems like it's functioning well. and I don't see any holes in it. There's a little bit there. We can kind of bounce back and forth and try to loosen this stuff up here too. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pause the video again. We're going to go turn the water off. See how much of that I kind of cleaned out. See how well that cleaned some of that debris out. Okay, so I turned off the sink. I'm running some water in the bathroom in the newer addition in the back of the house. In that bathroom, we're going to push out as we take a look at this. Looks like I kind of flushed some of it out. There is that wear away, which is normal in the cast iron, and it does have some buildup on the sides. Again, it's ugly, but it is functioning. Seems like it's functioning the way it's supposed to. And here we have that bathroom on the side is where this comes in. And it seems like from here out, this all looked really good past that connection where this water is coming in. That's where the back bathroom and the laundry room come in. It all seems a lot cleaner from here out. For some reason we're getting some haze on it. Could be water temperature on the lens, but you can see this all looks really good. Like I said, I don't see any structural issues with it. It all looks intact and flowing properly. It's just some buildup from years. Some of it probably from being sitting empty. There's some contribution from well water and the minerals that are in that. I know it's got filtration on it, but I mean, looks about, relatively normal basically for a house and the material of the pipe. I don't see any holes in the pipe. I mean, you could have this cleaned if you want to try to, scrape out the bottom, have it, deburred, or they have they can use chains and kind of scrape the rust off. But then, not knowing how thick it is, you could cause more problems. And sometimes those things a real heavy jet or a mechanical cleaning, where somebody tries to go in there and hone it out, sometimes that could, put a hole in the pipe. So I would, let it go until it's necessary. Everything, like I said, everything's functioning well. I'm going to try to go through the other stack and the other bathroom to try to follow a little bit more of the area. There is a spot in the laundry room. It's an old stack, and I may actually take it might be a better route. I'm going to there's a Fernco cap on it, which is just a rubber cap. And so what I may do is take that off and then try to go through there and get the branch that comes over from that spot all the way, comes over and ties into this right before it goes into the tank. So I'm going to pause the video again and make a move and try to inspect a little bit more of the branch pipe coming from the newer bathroom and the laundry room. Okay, now we are inside the laundry room. There's a stack here. this, you can see it's just underneath the, there's the back door. There's just a stationary tub right here. This is the bottom of the stationary tub, and there's a stack right behind it. Let's see if we can make it through this line. Check out the cast iron between here and there. Okay. This all looks really good. This is probably a lot newer. There's just a little piece of debris. Yeah, the footage counter is off now just because of the way I went through the roof first. But we're not really concerned about the footage counter. We're just looking to inspect the pipe, and this all looks really, really, really good. Especially compared to the other stuff. It doesn't have all the mineral buildup. Stuff at the bottom of the pipe. This could be newer. Could be just from all the detergents and stuff that go down. It could soften the water. And these used to, actually, in some areas this could have just been gray water and gone all the way out and dumped out into the back of the property. Looks like there may have been a clean out or something right there at some point. I didn't see anything in the back, but pushing a little bit of that water up in front of the camera. It's not really that deep. The camera's only a ½ an inch off the bottom of the pipe, so that little tiny bit of water isn't major concern. And here we are tying in where we were before. We have actually inspected from here to the tank. I may not be able to make that turn just because I'm so far out. This cast iron tends to lock it up, but we've already tested to show that the water coming out of here, you know, went down this pipe and tied in, and we showed where it tied in. So this branch all looked really good. Seemed like it might be newer, or like I said, it could just be, you know, the detergents and stuff. It just doesn't have the amount of mineral buildup that the short line from the bathroom, the original bathroom straight out had. So, I'm a lot happier with this line than the other one. Like I said, you could get that other one cleaned out. I mean, you could have it like deburred or whatever you want to call it, and try to get it to look more like this. A little more open and not with that layer. You can kind of see how it builds up and it's flat on the other line. That there's some mineral buildup, but other than that, everything's functioning properly. Okay. basically that additional 20 feet that says -20 is because when I started it, I already had 20 feet pulled out of the reel to go in through the roof. So, but everything looked good. This line, the long line, looked really good all the way to the tank. Where it widened in, and if you notice from the previous video, coming from that bathroom, after this wise in, it's wide open. So there's just, I said, just from the usage of that bathroom and stuff, there's just some buildup. It's probably been there a little longer, and that buildup is like mineral deposits and stuff that kind of creates that channel at the bottom. And you know, I don't see any solids. I don't see any a whole lot of water buildup, so it's functioning properly. It just you know, depends on if you would want to take the chance of deburring it to make it look a little better, or if you just wanted to let it go and you know, keep going until there's an issue, if there ever is. But that's, I think I've located and inspected the entire amount of underground lines here at the property, so that will end the inspection at 4686 Yankee Road.